Hi friends, I'm Jeanette Connery. I'm a yoga therapist here in Chico, California, and I'm putting together this collection of Psoas techniques to help you resolve chronic psoas tension. There is a different technique for everyone. There are lots of different ways to approach resolving chronic tension in the psoas, so I'm hoping that you'll find one that's just right for you. Today's video is going to be about self-massage with a softball. And before we jump in, I really hope that you'll push the like button, the thumbs up button on the bottom of the screen, and possibly even subscribe to my channel so you'll be notified every time I post something to help you feel better. Okay, so psoas massage. There are lots of different ways to do it. Self-massage can be kind of difficult. I mean, your psoas muscle is really deep. There's a lot of tissue to go through to get to it, right? I'm going to show you the way that I love the most for my body, and that is using a softball. There are lots of people out there who say that, doing psoas massage is too invasive because from the the trauma-informed perspective, it's not always a good thing to just go diving into somebody's body and being really forceful. However, on the other side of that, there are a lot of people, traumatized and not traumatized, who actually really enjoy feeling that level of intensity in their body. So it's really up to you to decide what you like and what's healthy for you and what's working for you. The only thing with this particular technique, massage, is if you have a hernia, any kind of a hernia, abdominal, umbilical, or inguinal hernia, please don't do this. This is not for you. I'm really sorry, but you might make your hernia worse, and that's the last thing anybody wants, okay? Know that if you try this technique, there's a good chance that you might be sore, depending on how tight you are. So the soreness is okay as long as it decreases a little by little each day and eventually goes away. Soreness that does not get better, that's something you need to see your doctor about. All right, so diving into this technique, I'm just letting you know it's probably going to feel really intense, okay? I recommend the softball because it's bigger, it can go deeper. I've done this with a lacrosse ball before, and you can feel stuff, but it's harder to get deep. If you're super duper tight, the lacrosse ball might actually be a good option for you, but anyway, I'm using the softball today. So this self-massage technique is done on the floor, on your belly. And so we're going to be putting the ball on one side of the stomach, just to the inside of the hip bone. So feel your hip bone here. Find that. The ball goes just inside there. Not on the bone, just to the inside of it. Okay, so then we're going to come down on the floor. You're going to put the ball there, and then whatever side that ball's on, the opposite leg is going to bend. So I'm going to switch sides actually so you can see what I mean. I have the ball on my left side. I'm going to bend my right knee. Need to scoot. Okay. So if you're really tight, you might already be feeling some sensation, and that would be with the elbows on the floor, you're kind of lifting yourself up. If you're not, you can go deeper by bringing yourself down, bringing your rib cage down onto the mat, resting your hands underneath your forehead. Now, if you're getting a lot of sensation already, you can actually just stay here and breathe into that. If you haven't found it yet, you can move the ball, and this is how I'm going to show you to do it. You come back up onto your elbows, tuck the toes on, for me it's my left foot, it's the side where the ball is on. You're going to tuck those toes and just kind of come up a little bit And you're stretching out, you're arching your back, you're stretching out your belly just a little, not a lot. And then rolling upwards. And you might even go side to side a little bit. And you're just exploring. So right now I have the ball at my waist level, and I can actually feel a stretching happening all the way down in the front of my leg. That's fascia. Okay, so if you get referred sensation, where the sensation goes somewhere that seems unrelated, that's fascia. That's good. You actually really want that, because that means you're going to be releasing that fascia. And I find that if I can stretch that out a little more by pulling myself forward and kind of lengthening out the skin. It feels like you're stretching your skin. Okay, so you can come all the way in almost to the center line of your body and back out again. You could even walk the ball up all the way to the bottom of your rib cage. All right. And this is good for your psoas, but it's also good for your obliques. Sometimes that oblique muscles and fascia get tight too. Okay, so we're gonna switch sides. Now, since I'm on this side, you might be able to tell more what I'm doing when I say I'm stretching. Stretching my skin. So I've kind of got my leg anchored to the floor, and then I'm going to drag my upper body through the elbows. That helps to lengthen out that fascia I was talking about. Oh, yeah. Those of us who have scarring from abdominal surgeries, such as abdominoplasty, the repair of diastasis recti, and even laparoscopic surgeries, this can help to break up some of that scar tissue, to help it reorganize. Oh, yeah. So I'll share with you, oh, I found a good spot. I'll share with you that I actually used to do this quite more frequently than I do now. Fortunately, it seems to have given me some long-term benefit. I don't need to do it as often. It used to be so tight that I would get sore, and that soreness would last 3 or 4 days. And then I could always tell when I needed to do it again. It would just feel really tight there, and I would feel it in the morning getting out of bed, especially on urination. I think there was something about the bladder shrinking that triggered some sensation in the fascia. So hopefully you will find that over time you don't need to do this as often, and that when you do it, you don't get as much sensation. Okay? All right. So that's the technique in a nutshell. Handy little, really non-sophisticated tool, which I really enjoy being able to give people stuff they can do where they don't have to buy fancy, expensive things. So thank you for joining me. I bow to the light in you because it's the same as the light in me. Namaste. I hope you found this video useful, helpful, and maybe you'll share it with your friends. Thank you.